Staying in touch is just a few clicks away. Get the latest news from a Catholic perspective and so much more. Become a RealCatholicTV.com premium member today.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium. CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Huffpo anti-Catholic rant. The Jesus-eating cult of Rick Santorum is the title of the latest hate piece on the Huffington Post, taking full advantage of the last acceptable form of bigotry, anti-Catholicism. Its author, Larry Doyle, is a former Catholic and producer-writer for shows like The Simpsons and Beavis and Butthead. Doyle wrote his blasphemous, irreverent article blasting Catholics as a, quote, tactical arm of the North American Man-Boy Love Association, as well as calling Mass a, quote, barbaric ritual that is a, quote, cannibalistic reverie not often seen outside Cinemax, end quote. A large group of conservative organizations have written a letter demanding an apology, to which Doyle replied in another Huffington Post article, saying that he was not sorry and doesn't care if anyone is offended. His original article, The Jesus-Eating Cult of Rick Santorum, which ends with comments about the tragic end of the last Roman Catholic presidency, puts Rick Santorum in the same category as Kennedy, also reamed for his religious beliefs before taking office. Freedom and infanticide. In the name of academic freedom and ethical expression, an article promoting the idea of murdering newborns is being defended by the Journal of Medical Ethics, or JME, after an article was published by the well-known journal promoting what the authors call, quote, post-birth abortion. The publication received emails questioning its decision to publish such a blatantly anti-life piece. Editor of the JME, Julian Savulescu, says in response that the novel contribution of this paper is not an argument in favor of infanticide, but rather its application in consideration of, quote, maternal and family interests. Savulescu goes on to say that neither the publication of the article nor its content is disturbing, but the amount of, quote, hostile, abusive, threatening responses it has elicited. Tiny terrorist. No, this isn't a Halloween costume. Meet the half-pint grandson of the bloodthirsty Hezbollah terrorist mastermind and Lebanon's latest TV star. Little Imad Mughniya is the grandson of the infamous jihadist behind the Beirut barracks bombings and U.S. embassy bombings in 1983, both of which claimed over 350 victims. His grandson, who can't be any older than 7, is shown on a Lebanese television show in military fatigues, brandishing what appears to be a live pistol as the show host poses his questions, one of which was, naturally, what do you want to be when you grow up? His answer was preceded by the interjection of his relatives on set who said, quote, he will be in the resistance, prompting him to respond, as they did, I will be in the resistance. Hezbollah, a Shia Muslim militant terrorist group, is making the point they train him young. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
Tax confusion. When it comes to Obamacare, a few of the president's departments aren't on the same page. Kathleen Sebelius, Secretary of Health and Human Services, recently contradicted the Department of Justice's stance on the mandate by denying that it was a tax on those who choose not to participate. Obama's Justice Department begs to differ, saying the mandate is the same as any other tax and considers anyone refusing to pay as disobedient. In other Obamacare news, Sebelius recently said the administration plans to issue another compromise rule, quote, in the near future, after meeting with insurers, clergy, and health leaders. While it is not known if Catholic bishops will be a part of those discussions, all 181 have spoken out against the contraception mandate. For the love of dog. A 38-year-old Vancouver man is set to go on trial for bestiality after the British Columbia Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals says it obtained video of him engaging in sex acts with his dog. Brian Cutteridge, who has been under investigation by the BC SPCA since 2010 for the disturbing and illegal practice, is a vocal advocate of the practice, having once written a paper called For the Love of Dog on the legal prohibition of zoophilia in Canada and the United States. SPCA spokesperson Marcy Moriarty said, quote, "He feels very strongly that that should be something that's legal. He feels those relationships with his dogs are equivalent to a marriage-type relationship, and that's not the case in Canada, thank goodness, and it can impact the welfare of the animals," end quote. Cutteridge argues that such acts are part of a long-standing history and that making them illegal violates basic human rights. Interesting to note, the term basic human rights has been a catch-all phrase used by gay marriage advocates and other groups in attempts to have their lifestyles legalized. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Thanks for tuning in today. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. Also be sure to check out The Vortex, where Michael talks about Rick Santorum and a great shift you may not have noticed, a watershed moment in American politics. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tell all your friends about us, and as always, God bless you.